Альберт мне дает технику. IQ.
Arman Tsarukyan just dropped a fiery training video at the perfect time, as fans are excited about his upcoming clash with Islam Makhachev.
IQ, которое мне не хватает. То есть он может там микро что-то сказать, такое, деталь такую минимальную, но она будет работать.
The energy is electric, and Tsarukyan has everyone talking with his bold claim that he's revamped his entire technique. But that's not all. He's locked his eyes on the ultimate prize, the UFC title.
Я спокойно тренируюсь, готовлюсь на него, и моя цель — это титул.
Edward Vartanyan, Arman Tsarukyan's sparring partner, reflected on Tsarukyan's impressive performance in their last encounter. He highlighted how Arman stepped up on short notice, delivered a thrilling fight, and showcased his incredible skills against Islam Makhachev.
Мне кажется, тут два фактора: и чемпионский бой, и реванш. То есть я думаю, все помнят противостояние. Первое, он ходил показать свои навыки и показать свой уровень, показать, что он может противостоять. И вот сейчас он должен показать, что он чемпион.
On the other hand, Islam is not stepping back too. Islam Makhachev has made a confident declaration as he gears up for his highly anticipated rematch with Arman Tsarukyan.
I will be looking for the finish and make everybody sure.
Reflecting on their first encounter, Makhachev admitted the fight was demanding, but stopped short of calling it the toughest of his career. Makhachev attributed the challenge to initially underestimating Tsarukyan, who at the time was a late replacement and a less familiar name in the UFC. Now, with both fighters more seasoned and prepared, the rematch promises to be an electrifying showdown.
It was one of the hardest fights, of course, but it's not like tough.
Arman Tsarukyan, then talking to Daniel Cormier, expressed confidence in his ability to defeat Islam Makhachev, challenging the perception that Makhachev is invincible. He questioned why many believe the reigning champion is unbeatable, emphasizing that in the world of elite competition, anyone can be defeated. Daniel Cormier, the former two-division UFC champion, weighed in on the upcoming rematch between Islam Makhachev and Arman Tsarukyan. He praised Makhachev's dominance in the lightweight division, noting that simply competing against him is often viewed as an accomplishment, given the one-sided nature of his victories. Cormier highlighted how Makhachev's consistency and skill have set an incredibly high standard in the division.
I believe that Makhachev falls victim to expectation. He's been so dominant that if you are able to compete with him in any way, it seems as though you did better. Bro, he shut Dustin out and submitted him. And the story was Dustin Poirier.
Turning to Tsarukyan, Cormier recognized the Armenian fighter's impressive evolution since their first encounter. He pointed out that Tsarukyan has made significant strides in his game and is now better prepared to challenge Makhachev on a level playing field. According to Cormier, Tsarukyan has been determined to secure this rematch, knowing that with proper preparation, he could pose a serious threat to the reigning champion.
I mean, this guy, Islam, has finished Charles, finished Volk twice, and then just finished Dustin Poirier in his last 4 fights. That is a crazy number. But when you think about Arman Tsarukyan, he has constantly improved, and he has said since the first time they fought, the moment he got another opportunity, he was going to beat Makhachev because they didn't have a training camp to do that.
Albert Irapetian, Arman's training coach, highlighted Arman Tsarukyan's adaptability and willingness to grow, noting that there is always room for improvement, no matter how skilled a fighter becomes. Irapetian also emphasized Arman's quick learning ability and significant progress, particularly in developing his striking game, making him a more well-rounded and formidable fighter. Javier Mendez, the highly respected coach of Islam Makhachev, recently addressed the much-anticipated rematch with Arman Tsarukyan, highlighting Makhachev's focused and calculated approach.
No, Islam is not underestimating. There's no way. Those guys are too dangerous. They know that they're about the toughest in the division for them.
According to Mendez, Makhachev has never underestimated Tsarukyan, recognizing him as one of the brightest and most skilled contenders in the lightweight division.
I have one question about Islam and Usman. Don't you think that Islam and Usman underestimate Arman Tsarukyan and Alexander Shabli? Because I saw a lot of interview, they have very confidence that he will beat that guy.
First of all, I doubt Usman's underestimating Shalby, and I 100%.
Mendez further emphasized that Makhachev approaches every fight with the same level of seriousness, regardless of the opponent. He noted that Islam is well aware of how much Tsarukyan has improved since their first fight, and this awareness fuels Makhachev's drive to maintain his dominance in the division.
They're not underestimating him, because if they are underestimating him, then we as coaches, me and Habib and Magomed and Saif Safula, we're all underestimating them, and we are not underestimating these guys. We know how good they are. We know they're super, super dangerous, and they're probably one of our toughest challenges.
Beneil Dariush, a highly skilled American mixed martial artist, expressed his support for Islam Makhachev in the upcoming rematch, but acknowledged that Arman Tsarukyan has the tools to cause an upset. Dariush highlighted Tsarukyan's impressive skill set and suggested that despite Makhachev's continued dominance in the lightweight division,
I don't see him winning a 5-round fight against Makhachev personally, but I mean, I could be wrong. But I do think Arman has the ability to win. If I had to put a number on it, I would say it's like 60.
Jamal Hill weighed in on Islam Makhachev's status as the favorite, acknowledging that the champion fully deserves this distinction. Hill pointed to Makhachev's dominant track record and his place at the top of the pound-for-pound rankings, emphasizing the champion's remarkable consistency in the sport. However, Hill also reminded fans that in the world of combat sports, anything can happen, underscoring the unpredictable nature of the sport. Hill also shared his perspective on Makhachev's current form, noting the champion's impressive physical condition and the detailed preparation he has undergone. He also acknowledged Arman Tsarukyan's steady performances, recognizing the fierce competition that will make their upcoming fight one of the most exciting matchups in the lightweight division.
I've seen Islam. He's been out here the last couple of days. He looks big, he looks strong, he's been working. But Arman's been putting together. I believe it's an interesting fight. It can go either way, you know, and I just can't wait to see it.
On the other hand, Eddie Alvarez, a seasoned MMA veteran and a companion of Dariush, voiced his strong belief in Tsarukyan's ability to dethrone Makhachev. Alvarez argued that Arman's wrestling proficiency closely matches Islam's, making him a unique threat in the division.
Arman beats him.
Wow.
I know what you're gonna ask me already, and Islam won't be the hammer the entire fight. And we need to see how they're going to deal with that, because they're always the hammer. And that's easy to do. But when you get a guy like Arman who can match your wrestling ability, make you work and breathe heavy and work for your grappling positions and advantage.
Meanwhile, Arman Tsarukyan has shown no hesitation in confronting Makhachev's reputation as an unbeatable champion. With unwavering self-assurance, Tsarukyan dismissed the idea that Makhachev is untouchable, asserting that he doesn't buy into the hype surrounding the lightweight king. Drawing from the lessons of their first encounter, Tsarukyan expressed his readiness to step up, confident in his ability to not only challenge, but possibly dethrone the reigning champion.
No, I mean, like, people like think he's unbeatable and like crazy wrestler, but like I took him down when I was 22 years old.
Confident in his abilities, Arman Tsarukyan declared that he is fully prepared to win the rematch at any cost. Drawing from his experience in their first encounter, Arman emphasized that his familiarity with Makhachev's style has given him the insight needed to counter the champion's tactics. This confidence has fueled his determination to prove himself as a top contender in the division.
With Islam rematch, I'm going to win. Doesn't matter how. I just need to win the fight because I want to be a champion. And the best case scenario is knock him out.
Meanwhile, Dustin Poirier offered his analysis of Islam Makhachev's well-rounded skill set, particularly highlighting the evolution of his striking game. Poirier noted that if the fight remains on the feet, Islam's striking could give him an edge over Arman. However, he also pointed out that if the fight moves to the ground, Makhachev's grappling expertise would likely dominate, showcasing his versatility and ability to control the fight in any scenario.
I think Islam's striking has really evolved. I think he's made leaps and bounds with the striking. Arman's going to have a tough time taking him down, so I think the fight will be on the feet until Islam decides to take him down. I just think Islam's striking is a little bit more crisp. His boxing is a little bit more crisp right now, so if it stays on the feet, I'm going to Islam. Obviously, the grappling, probably Islam, so that's who I would pick.
Arman Tsarukyan, a promising talent from Krasnodar, Russia, stands at 5'7" with a reach of 72 inches. At 28 years old, Tsarukyan has accumulated an impressive 22 wins and only 3 losses in his professional career. He is known for his explosive striking and fast-paced fighting style, utilizing his adaptability, quick footwork, and relentless pressure to overwhelm his opponents. Tsarukyan's exceptional cardio allows him to maintain a high tempo throughout the fight, making it difficult for his opponents to keep up.
Ну, сейчас посмотрим, бой за титул покажет, может ли человек выиграть который не погружен на 100%.
Javier Mendez acknowledged the improvement Tsarukyan has made since their initial encounter. Mendez praised the Armenian fighter for enhancing his striking, submission skills, and overall fight mentality, particularly his ability to maintain a championship round pace. This evolution in Tsarukyan's game makes him an even more formidable opponent going into their rematch.
It's gotten better everywhere. Better striking, better on the submissions, you know, better on the mentality of how to go, you know, the championship round type fighting. I think he's gotten better everywhere. Arman's good everywhere. There isn't really a weak area in my opinion.
The two first faced off on April 20th, 2019 at UFC Fight Night 149, where Makhachev won by unanimous decision, with judges scoring the fight 30-27, 30-27, and 29-28 in his favor. Despite the loss, Tsarukyan's performance was impressive enough to earn a Fight of the Night bonus. His resilience and skill against a seasoned opponent like Makhachev left no doubt about his potential as a top contender. Reflecting on that initial fight, UFC bantamweight Adrian Yanez noted the challenges Tsarukyan faced by stepping in on short notice, adding that the rematch brings an exciting narrative. Yanez also expressed his excitement for the upcoming rematch, admitting that the unpredictability of the matchup made it one to look forward to. While he recognized Makhachev's impressive winning streak, Yanez acknowledged Tsarukyan's potential to pull off an upset given the competitive nature of their first encounter. He ultimately favored Makhachev, but remained open to the possibility of a surprise result.
Just because of the run that Islam's been on, I'm gonna go Islam, but I wouldn't be surprised if Arman took the win. That one for me is more like to me that's a dream matchup, dream fight. Just two.
Islam Makhachev, the reigning UFC lightweight champion, has recently shared his ambition to step up to the welterweight division with the goal of achieving the coveted status of a double champion.
Kevin Holland was in here earlier and he was asked about the possibility of you moving up to 170, and he instantly said that, you know, he thinks you would be champ at 170 pounds. What do you think of other guys speaking so highly of you already that have fought in that division, and could we see you up there in the next year?
Yeah, I know people understand, because for the lightweight belt I can be champion many years before, but the all fighters, I think, run for me, you know.
In this new division, Makhachev would be facing opponents who are not only larger, but also potentially stronger, making it a significant test of his skills and adaptability. Among the top contenders and champions in the division are fighters like Leon Edwards, the current welterweight champion, and the formidable Colby Covington, both of whom present unique and difficult challenges for Makhachev.
I always, on all my career, have problem. Fight someone from top 10, top 5, they're all high. But people understand, and all UFC or MMA fans understand my skills. My style is a war style for everybody. I can be 2-division champion, and I'm waiting for.
Who do you think will take the win in this intense matchup? Will Makhachev continue his reign, or is Tsarukyan poised to pull off the upset? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any updates or insights leading up to the fight. Stay tuned.